So for that, if any error occurs, we need to handle that situation. The statement in within the exception, okay, and we need to throw that exceptions, and we need to catch that exception, and we'll handle that exception so that other statements also, other valid statements also run smoothly. Okay, first thing is, in order to handle all these situations, we have totally 5 keywords available in Java. The first keywords available in Java is try, okay, where we are going to put our statement where the application is going to cause an error or an exception. We will put those statements within this try block, okay. Next, the try block is always followed by a catch block where we know how to handle that situation. Suppose if we find, okay, I'll give a lot of examples in next, okay. I'll give a lot of examples in the next coming slides. Okay, don't worry now. Okay, so next thing is catch. We're going to put our statement to handle those exceptions, and finally block is there whether your exception may occurs or not. Okay, there is one statement I need to execute. There is understood. I have one statement whether if any exception occurs or not occurs, execute in the application. Okay, if you have such type of statements or such type of information you want to, we have an option that we are going to put those information or those statements within a finally block. Okay, there's one more called throw where we are going to code in order to throw an exception. Okay, so another is there throws. I'll explain what exactly throws means. Okay, now you just understand we have totally 5 keywords in Java in order to handle the exception. One is finally, throw, and throws. Okay, let us move to the next thing. So this is the form of handling an exception. Okay, so this is how it looks like that. If you have any statements, okay, assume if you have any statements that may going to cause an error, like if I am going to put value z is equal to x divided by y, suppose if y value is 0, of course I know that in this situation I have a exception may arise or error may occur. Okay, I will put those statements within this try block. Okay, that is what exception try will. Okay, so whenever I have a try always immediately followed by one more keyword that is called catch, where uh, this catch is always depends on the type of the exception. Suppose this is a divide by zero exception, is it right? Like this other exception like file not found exceptions, or maybe a communication problem, network exception, something like that. So first we will see that which type of exception the statement is meant with. Okay, so that type of cast statement that when we see that that statement, okay, so the next the try will see the immediate cast statement which contains exception handling technique with respect to these exceptions. Okay, so catch always consists of a solution to handle the exceptions, where we are going to write something here, some statement, so that using the state going to handle any exception that is occurs within this try block. Okay, so like that we have a multiple catch. I'll explain with example, and I told that in the previous slide. Okay, even I'll give more examples in next slides. Okay, I have one more very important binary block, whether you have an exception or not, you have an exception. There is one block that consists of some statements that always runs in your application. Okay, so whether error occurs or not occurs, this statement will always run in your application. Okay, let us go to the next slide. Already told that in Java everything is object and classes, because it's an object oriented concept. Don't consider anything in terms of procedural way. Everything should be object and classes. Okay, so as I told that itself, any state an exception itself an object to this class. Exception, any exception, object to an exception class. Okay, so it means that if you are throwing an exception, it is nothing an object. Okay, that object is okay, that information, okay, that object is exception. Okay, so this exception class actually it's a subclass of throwable class. It's a subclass of throwable class. Okay, so class will have classes. One is exception and error. So of course, now you have a doubt that I told a lot of time problem and error with respect to exception. Then again, you are telling errors. I will explain differences between exception and error in the next slide. Okay. So, and in exception itself, I have a lot of subclasses like IO exception is a subclass of exception and SQL exception is a subclass of exceptions. Okay, like that. And one more very important part of our exception is time exception. That is, we have already built-in system built-in exceptions using that using these exception we can handle any type of exception like arithmetic null point number format exception or index out of bounds or something like that. So you need not to know how to handle if any problem facing by your program. If you have a exception like number divided by 0 or array out of bound, like suppose if I have an array of 5 size and okay, some 5 numbers and I'm going to trying to access the seventh element of an element array. We know that we have only the maximum size of our array is 5. I'm trying to access 7. Of course, it's an error. Okay, so these type of errors, Java knows how to handle these type of errors because already some of the built-in classes are available to handle such situations that are all belong to super class called runtime, which is again a subclass of throwable. Everything in Java is object oriented, and when I'm saying that subclasses, of course, this is numbered inheritance concept. I already have done my inheritance classes. No need of explanation again. Okay. Okay. What I do, I'm going to start my poll. Okay. So whatever I have explained till now, is it clear? Thank you. So, okay, one person have done. Nitesh Reddy, you have any doubts with respect to this topic? You can switch on your mic and you can ask me question. I will clear your doubts. Before move on to the next slide, where I will clear your doubts and I will.
Sir.
Yes,
Sir,
Nitesh.
exception will be checked at compile time or runtime, sir.
Yeah, in both the cases I can. I already told you. In time also, in runtime also. Normally, maximum of our exception arises in runtime. See, what we faced in WebEx, that is runtime exception. Okay. Sometimes there are exceptions that may arise in compile time. If any exception arises in compile time, okay, so it won't at all, if it is not at all possible to run our application before handle that exception. You got it now?
Yes,
It
sir.
can't
Thank you, sir.
compile time error until if you don't know how to handle that exceptions. Okay, so runtime means you can handle in between in while application you can handle it, but compile time if you don't handle initially only it won't allow you to run the application itself. Okay, so Monica, you have any doubt? You can switch on and you can ask me question. Okay, so one more student have doubt. Who is that? Okay, only 2%. Monica, have any doubt? Okay, fine. Only 2% have doubt. I can move to the next slide. Okay, fine. I'm going to publish this result.